Hello friends, welcome to the lecture. Create a VM instance using a compute service in GCP. In the last video, we enabled the free trial account in GCP, which is Google Cloud Platform. So we are going to create a virtual machine, right? Because once you have a virtual machine with CentOS operating system, we are going to install a CDH on top of it. So the Linux operating system, as I mentioned, we are going to use the CentOS. So compute engine is a service which is used to create a virtual machine in GCP. Let's get started. Okay, so for that, what you need to do is you need to go to the GCP console. You can actually log on to the GCP console. So I logged in here. So you can actually see this. There are different menus in this the left side, left pan. Okay, so you can just navigate to the different sections. So first comes marketplace, billing, other stuff, IAM role, other stuff, and second actually you see here in the compute you see app engine, compute engine, Kubernetes engine, other stuff. So similarly there are many sections available. We'll go whenever we try to use different. So for networking section we may use firewall rule. So we'll come here, and we'll go different tool stack, big data side. So whenever we use some service, we'll go to that. For now we'll go to the compute engine service. Okay, and click on VM instance. Okay, so currently we don't have any virtual machines instance. So let's create one. So I just click and create. So here, if you see here the default name comes here, instance one. I just use the same name, and you'll just add CDH Hadoop. I just add this word alone. Okay, CDH. Uh, CDH Hadoop, I'll add it here. Okay, so then you can actually choose the region and the zone where you want to have this VM. So based on you can choose whatever region you want. So the when you choose the different regions, the cost also may differ. Okay, so and you can choose the machine configuration, which is a VM configuration, whether you are going for general purpose one or memory optimized one. So I'll just go with the memory general purpose one and N1 series. So you have N1 series, N2 series, and E2 CPU platform selection based on your availability. So all the stuff. So I'll just go with the N1 series, and in the N1 you need to choose what is the number of cores and memory you want to use. I will choose here this one 8 CPU and 30 GB memory. So basically what is happening is you can actually create only a maximum of 8 CPU VM with 8 CPUs, because we are using free trial account, so we can use maximum of 8 CPU. If you are not using the free trial, you can use whatever virtual CPU you want. But in the free trial, you can maximum use 8 VCP virtual CPU, even if you have multi. If you creating more than 2 VM also, summing up, we should not cross more than 8 CPUs, vCPUs, virtual CPUs, and memory 30 GB I choose. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the next section is basically what is the operating system and the disk space you are going to use. So I will actually choose here um, CentOS. I will go with in the CentOS version 7. I will use 7 version CentOS, and 200 GB of hard disk I'll use. So you can choose standard one or SSD one. So I'll just go with the standard one only. Once you choose this information, you click on select. So you have a 8 CPU core processor and 30 GB of RAM, and a CentOS operating system with 20 GB hard disk. That's what you are selecting. And if you come here, so there are Google has different APIs, right? So do you want to get a full to get a access from this VM, do you want to get full access to all the cloud services, cloud APIs? I just say X. Click on the second option, allow full access to the all cloud APIs, and you can just firewall. I just choose HTTP and HTTPS as well. Okay, so once you complete this, okay, you can just click on create, or if you have any other thing you want to configure, like the management related stuff or security related stuff, you can add it here. Basically, I'm interested on this networking section, so where I can actually create a firewall rule and provide it here. And you can, without creating a firewall rule at this moment, and you can later point also you can edit and change it. So what I'll do is I'll just create without providing the network tag. So basically by default you will have a, SSH 22 port enabled for this virtual machine. Any other port you want to enable, you need to create a, firewall rule in the network section. You have to provide, you need to provide your network tag here. So we'll see more details in this coming up section. So right now we'll just go with whatever the default option comes up. So I'll just create a click on create, and you also see that there will be a temporary public IP address will be allocated for you. So 1 minute, I'll just pause on this video for some time. Sorry for the interruption. So what we'll do is, so we got a virtual machine here. So it has a public IP address of 34.70.106.130. So you can actually open this or log into this virtual machine in the using the browser SSH connectivity. You can just click on this open in browser window. So this will launch the terminal on your browser with SSH connection. Okay, so because the 22 port number is already enabled, so it will open here. So if you want to open, you're not familiar, or you are not convenient with opening SSH on your this machine. Okay, so on browser, we can actually configure, you can actually create a private key and add it to the virtual machine, so that you can generate a PEM file or PPK file connect from Windows or Linux in any Linux environment. Okay, so we'll just put some. Okay, so the VM is working. So I'll just put if config, and I'll find out the internal IP address. I'm sorry, if config. So this is my internal IP address. Okay, I just save it this for something future use, and also I'll just find out the host name. Okay, so you can just say host name hyphen f. Let's give the full host name. So I'll just note it down. This I may use in future. Okay, so so yeah, this VM is ready now. So what I am going to do is, this is the temporary external IP, which may actually released and get reassigned whenever you stop this virtual machine. So because we want to set up this CDH cluster on top of this virtual machine and use it for future videos. So what we'll do is we'll create a static external IP, okay, and assign it to this virtual machine, so that you need not to so that this IP address will not get change every time, right? So what we'll do is we'll go to the just click on this menu and come to this the VPC network. Okay, so and I'll come to this external IP address. Okay, so the external IP address, what I'm going to do is, it based on your internet bandwidth, it gets some time. Okay, so this is this type of mfurl which gets reassigned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a reserved static address, which is new external address. So I will just say for external IP uh, external IP for CDH Hadoop. Okay, just I'll give the name like this, and then I'll just so because I just try to use the same region, and also you can just say attach your the VM here itself. You can go on there and also edit, modify it, or you can attach here. So the virtual machine we created, which is the instance one hyphen CDH Hadoop. So I'll just click on the reserve. So it is going to create a new IP address and assign it to this VM. Let's see what is the IP address we are getting, so that we'll note it down and we'll use it for the feature use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a private key. Okay, so SSH key and attach to this VM, so that I will use it for the future reference, and also I'll with that key I'll connect from either Windows machine or Linux machine. Okay, so we'll do that as well. So I'll just note it down this the external IP. Okay, this is also ready. Okay, so I'll just make this F note CDH cluster setup. Okay, so I just make note of it. Now we'll go back to the compute engine section, and you see this the new IP address got assigned here 120.121. Okay, so now what I will do is we need to actually create a private key, add it to this virtual machine, and create a PPK file to connect from your Windows machine, either using a Putty utility, and also we may use it for in WinSCP to move our files from a local machine to the cluster. Okay, so for that, what you need to do is just you need to download the Putty utility and keygen utility from Putty. So I'll just go Putty. Okay, so you can first Putty, go to the Putty org website and click here. Okay, so you see the many sections available, like Windows, as a Windows installed installer is there, and for Unix it's the source is available. There are many kind of things available. So I'll just come down to the bottom. So where you see here, it is available for as a executable file, right? So okay, so Windows here, I just click on this. Okay, so this will have all the Windows ARM executables. Okay, it's around 2 MB of file. So once this is downloaded, I'll just go here, expand this, and sorry, I will extract it here. Okay, okay, so now so we have a Putty utility which is used to connect your Linux machine, so in our case our VM, and so we are going to use this Putty gen, right, to generate our key. So click on this utility Putty gen. It says you cannot run it here. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just find out the one which is relevant one. Okay, so meanwhile I just pass on this video. Okay, sorry, I just downloaded the wrong file. Okay, so now we'll go to this one. If you come to this put in the download page, so you see here putty.zip, zip all our above all utilities are available here. So here 64-bit, you download it, so it comes around 2.8 MB. Okay, so once this is available, you can just say um, extract it here. Okay, now you click on this Putty gen. Okay, so this is ready. Now what we are going to do is, why we are doing this step is basically we want to generate this private key and add it to the VM, so that using this private key you can log in from Windows environment using Putty utility, or in if you log in from any other Linux environment using the pem file you can connect it. Okay, so what first we generate the private key. Click on generate. Here mouse over this empty area so that the key gets generated fast. So and also once this key is generated, the important thing is in the key command section. You see this RSA hyphen key hyphen 2020 and 0201, which is 2nd February. So it just says RSA key. So what we are going to do is we are going to, in that section, that place, we are going to put our username. So which is actually cloud wiki underscore cloud wiki sorry, cloud tech wiki underscore India. How do you find out this? You can click on this SSH on your terminal. You will see what is the username it is getting login. So that is the username, you need to use it. Okay, so it is launching, holding, establishing connection. Okay, so see this if you put pwd, this is a username. So here also you see this, I just copy this username here, so that's username. So I'll just note it off, that also username here. Okay, so come here, this Putty key generator. Okay. Okay, so I'll, so in the key command section you replace with this. So basically if you look at in the key section, so in the end of your the private key, you will see this username should be available. Okay, that's one other thing. And we'll copy this. Before that we'll save it as a private key. So this will be my cdh Hadoop single node cluster SN single node cluster. Okay, so this is a ppk file which will get silver, and also we'll actually save it as a, we will export it as a this open SSH key. Okay, which is .pem file. Okay, so I'll just save it as same name with the .pem. Okay, save this. Okay, so now you take this come to this non-editable area, save the entire key. Okay, sorry, copy the entire key. Okay, come to this uh, the cloud compute engine section, and in the GCP console there is a section called metadata. Go here and click on this SSH keys. So the default there is SSH keys available here. So we are going to put our SSH key, so that using that ppk file which we created, we can log in. Okay, so click add here and paste this. Okay, so and save it. So that's how it has got ready. Okay, it got saved here. So now what we are going to do is just to open our Putty. So go to here, open a Putty utility, and what I'm going to do is take this IP address. Okay, I'll just provide IP address here. So before that I'll put username at the rate. You can type, you can provide a you type username later also, but I'll just put it here, username at the rate the IP address, and I'll just save this session for future use. I'll just say, okay, so you want, okay, so I'll just say cdh Hadoop h Hadoop SN1. Okay, so we provided the username with the host name. I just given the save name for saved session. The important thing is to provide the ppk file, the private file. Choose your ppk file here and come to this connection ssh auth and provide browse and provide your ppk file. Come to this session and save this. Okay, so then open. So it will prompt you when it is opening. The putty will say this security alert, say yes. Okay, so we are able to connect our virtual machine using our putty from our Linux. I'm connecting from Windows machine. Okay, you can do the same with the ppk file. You can connect from any Linux machine to this VM. So I hope this video is very helpful to you and you are able to understand it. If you have any question, please put the your queries on the question and answer section. I will respond immediately. So we have a VM ready. Now in the next lecture, we'll see how to set up the CDH environment. Thank you so much, friends. See you in the next video.